The chair lays out on third reading SB 1936. The clerk read the bill.
SB 1936 by Hughes, into the beginning and ending possession times and certain standard possession orders in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship.
The chair recognizes Mr. Cook to explain the bill. Ms. Ramos, for a purpose?
I have some questions for the representative after he introduces his bill.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker and members, Senate Bill 1936 is a bill by Senator Hughes and simply provides that a non-custodial parent must opt out as opposed to opting in to an expanded standard possession order. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Ms. Ramos, for what purpose?
Bill?
Would gentleman yield for questions?
I do.
Yes.
Gentleman yields.
Thank you, Representative. We both served in juvenile justice and family issues, and there were similar bills that discussed conservatorship. And could you explain to the body what exactly your bill does? You said non-custodial and custodial. For those of us in here who are not family law attorneys, what does that mean?
So a non-custodial parent obviously is the parent that does not have custody, and so the presumption is that a non-custodial parent will have a standard possession order, and currently under Texas law, the non-custodial parent has the option to opt in to certain expanded periods of possession. This bill makes it to where it's opt out as opposed to opting in.
So if I am, let's say, in a situation where many times it's the father, I get to have the child, or as we know, every other weekend, right? First, third, and fifth weekend of the month. Typically, it could be Friday to Sunday night. What does this bill do regarding that visitation schedule that we are pretty much, which is what we call standard? You're saying here that that's the default, but what your bill is going to do is make the extended standard default, correct?
Yes, exactly.
And the extended standard visitation schedule looks like what?
As you said, first, third, and fifth weekends, usually it's 6 p.m. on Friday evening until Sunday at 6, and Thursday evening 6 to 8 p.m. This bill would make it to where a non-custodial parent would be able to pick their child up from school and return to school.
And that would just be the default, and the parent would have to opt out of that. So it allows them to spend more time with their child on those alternative weekends.
Absolutely.
Well, as a family law practitioner, I think this is wonderful that the parents are provided an option here to opt out if they want fewer weekends. And I know that there is a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding when parents are not able to exercise or don't want to exercise more visitation or possession. And unfortunately, there's been some threats to, to go to a separate bill when it comes to more 50-50 and all of that stuff. We had a hearing in JJFI where a lot of people testified they wanted more, but there was, let's say, in the best interest of the child. That's what a family law attorney looks at, right? And a judge, the best interest of the child?
Correct.
And your amendment here is really addressing the best interest of the child so that they could spend more time with that parent, either mother or father.
That's correct.
And many times, the best interest of the child is not one night, one house, one night the other, one night the next, one night the next. This allows for a child to have consistency and regularity in their schedule, but also allows them to spend valuable time with the other parent, correct?
I believe that's correct as well.
Well, I think this is a wonderful amendment. I think it's very good for family law, for families in Texas, and I thank you for this bill, Representative.
Thank you.
I mean, not amendment, a bill. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I believe there is an amendment.
The following amendment, clerk read the amendment. Mr. Nchia, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, I raise a point of order against further consideration of the Middleton Amendment to Senate Bill 1936, and that the amendment is not germane in violation of Rule 11, Section 2 and Rule 11, Section 3.
Mr. Nchia, can I relay the amendment out, and then we can do this?
With pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Amendment by Middleton.
The following amendment, clerk read the amendment. Mr. Nchia, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise a point of order against further consideration of the Middleton Amendment to Senate Bill 1936, and that the amendment is not germane in violation of the House Rules, House Rule 11, Section 2 and Section 3.
Please bring your point of order down front. The amendment has been withdrawn. The chair recognizes Mr. Cook to close on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move passage.
The question occurs on final passage of SB 1936. This is a record vote. The clerk ring the bell. Mr. Cook voting aye. Mr. Desatel voting aye. Mr. Reynolds voting aye. All members voting. There have been 144 ayes, 1 nay. SB 1936 is finally passed. The chair lays out on third reading SB 1921. The clerk read the bill.
SB 1921 by Lucy.